Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom.
I got that Sirach 13.
Tell them how you got that Proverbs 6.
Proverbs 6.
Just a vessel in the servant trying to do the Fox bill. I won't sell, I keep your bills. Tell no lies, I keep it real. It don't matter how you feel. Facts, the truth, the better route is what I choose. Reading in the King James Bible, I learn more in the textbooks. Find out how we special in Messiah on the way. Yeah. Repent of all your ways. You don't want to miss the train. Nothing finna change.
What you wanted?
Oh, right now. All right, come on. Get in there together. Yeah.
Hey, Takira. Takira. Takira.
What you gonna do? Camera. Back. You gotta have this here. Oh, you want to pay this spot. All right, shalom, Shabbat, shalom, Israel. Want to start off first and foremost, giving a course, honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh. Yahweh, who the world calls God. His name is only begotten Son, the world called Jesus Christ. Got a nice little lesson through the Spirit. We back with another Flaming Fire Friday. All praise to the Most High, making it through another week, making it through get through it in the Spirit. All praises to the Most High, the Son.
Give thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Tonight we're gonna be breaking down Sirach, the 22nd chapter. Give precepts with it. It's a very beautiful chapter through the Spirit. So let's go ahead and get it. Sirach 22:1. Ryan.
The book of Sirach, chapter 22, verse 1. A slothful man is compared to a filthy stone, and everyone will hiss him out to his disgrace.
So a filthy stone, you hear these things found in the Bible. You got lively stones and you got filthy stones. A filthy stone is something that you can't do anything with. A filthy stone is something that's despised, or something that's not useful. We're gonna get a quick precept with that real quick. Give me 1 Peter 2:4.
1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 4.
All right.
For if the Most High spare not the angels,
all right,
that sinneth, but cast them down to hell, and deliver them into the chains of darkness, to be reserved until judgment.
Yeah, sounds like it. What's the precept? Yeah, that's not what I want. So like it. Give me give me a one second, Israel. So like it, bear with us. Yeah. 1 Peter, start at 5. So like it.
1 Peter chapter 2, verse 5.
Right.
And spare not the old world, but say, nor a person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the whole, the flood upon the whole world,
Right.
upon the world of ungodly. That's what you
You keep reading.
and turn the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes,
Right.
condemning them with an overthrow, making them a example unto those that after should live ungodly,
You keep reading.
and deliver just Lot, vexed with the filth, covetation of the wicked.
You keep reading.
For that the righteous man dwell among them is sin, and herein vexed his righteousness sold from day to day with their unlawful deeds. The Lord know how to deliver the ungodly out of temptations and reserve the unjust until the day of judgment to be punished. But chiefly them that
Oh,
walk.
are you in First Peter or Second Peter?
First Peter.
Here's Second Peter. And no, because I'm reading First Peter now. It's
Yeah.
First Peter 2:5.
Oh, First Peter.
Yeah, I was like, what the world? I know you could have got to it by now.
You want me to get it?
Yeah, he got it. First Peter 2 and
chapter 2 and verse 5.
you can start it for us, like.
Start it for?
Yeah.
All right, my bad. So like, to whom whose coming is into a living stone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Diswallowed into deed of man, but chosen of the Most High and precious.
Right.
Yea, also a living stone.
Lively stones.
Yea, also a lively stone.
Yeah, so we're supposed to be lively stones, not filthy stones. When you're filthy, you're being a partaker in the filth of the earth, being slothful, not doing the things that according to the Most High, walking in righteousness or following after righteousness. Keep reading.
Or build up a spiritual house,
right,
and a holy priesthood to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Yahweh Shah.
So this is the thing. So we're not supposed to be filthy stones. We're supposed to be lively stones. You're supposed to be stones that are bringing forth fruit. Stones that are, because when you're dealing with these filthy stones, people are like, what does that mean? A slothful man is compared to a filthy stone. A filthy stone is something that's not, worth anything. Something that's unprofitable. Because that's what a slothful man is. He's unprofitable. But a lively stone, when you look at diamonds, or you look at emeralds, or you look at beautiful stones and jasper, things in which the Most High has created, they're set apart and different because they're lively stones. They're not to be compared to a rock you find in the dirt. Go ahead. That's it on that. Go back to Sirach 22, verse 2. Ryan.
A slothful man is compared to the filthy of a dunghill.
Mm.
Every man that takes it up will shake his hand.
So a slothful man is compared to the filth of a dunghill. Now, people can try to make it as correct as they want to, but the Most High is comparing people that's not putting forth the energy, not going their hardest, not serving the Most High, as being the filth of a dunghill, which we know the filth of a dunghill is what people call poop, dookie, all type of manner of things, And the Lord is comparing someone that's like that, that's not dedicating his life to him, someone that's not moving in the spirit, someone that's not following after him, and comparing them to the filth of a dunghill. And you see dunghills all the time. When you look at cows, you go out in the farm and you see cows, there's dunghills everywhere, right? You see what the Most High is comparing someone that doesn't put forth the energy that's required to be a servant of him. Go ahead. And read the last part again, Salakia.
Every man that takes it up will shake his hand.
So this is meaning that every man that takes it up will shake his hand. That's telling you that everyone that hangs with lazy people are going to be lazy. It's just a fact. You hanging around lazy people that are not motivated, people that aren't serving the Lord, you're going to find yourself being just like them. It's just fact. You're going to take it up. It's a dangerous thing to hang around someone that don't do nothing all the time, because you're going to find yourself, blowing things off just to be with him, just to chill with him. and vice versa. Give me that precept right there.
Huh. All right, this is Sirach chapter 13 and verse 15.
Right?
It says, every beast loveth his life.
Every beast loves his life. Cats. They love cats. Dogs, they love dogs. When you look at all the animals in the world, they love their own kind. They might fight with each other, but they love being around each other. They usually move in packs or in swarms or in groups. That's for a reason, because they love their like. They cleave to their like. They love being around things that are like them, right? And you don't see much in nature unless they've been compromised like we see today. You wouldn't see a dog hanging around a cat in the wild. It just wouldn't happen, right? It just wouldn't happen. Why? Because those things are contrary to one another. You'll see a cat hanging with a cat maybe, but even rarely that cats are sort of solitary animals, right? So, Kiri,
It says, and every man loveth his neighbor.
right?
All flesh consorteth according to the kind, and a man and a man will cleave to his like.
A man will cleave to his like. So if you like the dude that's slothful, not doing anything, not bringing forth fruit, you're trying to be like some of these people you see on the internet and social media, you're gonna be just like them. That's what it is. Because you're cleaving to your life. If you wouldn't be around them, or if you're around someone, you're gonna be like them. Or y'all won't be together. It's just that simple. You won't chill with them. Y'all won't be able to be at ease with each other. It's just facts, man. That's the way the Most High made it. It really is. Like, it's very rare you're gonna see someone that are completely on something different than the person they're hanging with. Matter of fact, you won't see it because they don't want to hang with you. They wouldn't be around you, right? You read.
What fellowship had the wolf with the lamb?
So, and the Lord breaks it down. This was so beautiful about the Bible and about these scriptures. He's telling you what fellowship has the wolf with the lamb. That means the wolf has nothing to do with the lamb. You don't see wolves just chilling with lambs. You don't. They're not posted up chilling. You don't see wolves just tagging along with lambs, and unless they've been compromised, unless their mind is messed up, you're not gonna see those things.
It's the enemy.
Yeah. Hey, look, when a wolf sees a lamb, he wants to destroy him.
Right.
He wants to attack him.
Hold on, I didn't mean to cut you off. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think it's too far off the subject, but you saying that it's just a proven fact that by nature everything has an enemy. By nature everything that was made has an enemy. Everything.
It's definitely true. It's definitely true, without a doubt. Because the Most High has made all things comparable. He's made the animals and us and plants. He's given everything for an example. Why do you think we see all these parables in the Bible?
Right.
Where the Lord is using these examples of animals, using these examples of plants, using these examples of all these, the sun, the moon, the stars, as things to compare.
Right.
These are all things he made, and he made all these things with us in mind.
Right. And that'll be that'll be a false balance with the Lord if everything, was to get along with each other.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing would die. Nothing would die. Everything would live. There would be no, it's a false balance, like you said. Everything has things that counteract with each other. And that's for a reason. This morning. Go ahead.
So the sinner with the godly.
So is the sinner with the godly. That means if you in the truth and you a follower of the Most High, we shouldn't constantly see you stuck or being around a whole lot of people in the world. Why? Because that means you're following after some of their characteristics.
Right.
It's truth. If Jake is in the truth and he always around, he always doing the same things he used to. He in the clubs, he in the damn bar all the time. He's at parties all the time. he's showing some of those characteristics of those people, or those people wouldn't want to be around them. You think they want to be around us if we talking about the Bible? You bringing out they don't want to deal with you. They say
They
no,
run.
take that preaching stuff somewhere else. That's what it is. I'm telling you, because wickedness is not going to want to do well with people that are trying to be righteous. It just doesn't go. It doesn't go hand in hand. Just like a wolf doesn't go with a lamb. They're one against each other. And that's just what it is. Go ahead.
It says, what agreement is there between the hyena and the dog?
Right. So a hyena and a dog. Now Esau might tell you, these are the same species. These come from the same genealogy. But a hyena is not messing with a dog. They ain't got nothing to do with it. They gonna fight. There's gonna be problems. Because that's the way the Most High made it, man. Hyenas ain't cooling with dogs, man. Hyenas are gonna fight against the dog. Because that's the way the Most High made them. They're not the same. Right?
And what peace between the rich and the poor?
And when you look at this earth, and you see, man, what peace is there between the rich and the poor? When you really meditate on it, there is no peace between the rich and the poor, man. The poor is living in struggle and death and struggle. The rich, they're profiting off of the poor. People can say all the stuff they want to, man, but when you look at this world as a whole, man, and you see what's going on, there is no comparison to the rich and the poor. The rich and the poor are one against each other.
Right.
What up? You got to present.
Matthew 10. Think not I come to bring peace. Think not I come to send peace upon the earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword.
Right.
So then everything is going to be against each other, even in your household, no matter what we do. You know what I mean? It's like a deer and a lion, a deer and a wolf. Everything is against each other, even in your own household. And it's true. Even in when we're dealing with the Israelites, everybody, the Israelites, they ain't for each other. Some of them against each other. So everything that you see is matching up to what your house said. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Right. And you could bring. I think I forgot about that Proverbs 6. Ties them up. You can bring down about this law for Salaki. I forgot all about that.
God. This is Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise.
Right.
Which having no guide. Oh, Salaki.
So you gotta know when we're in this truth, man, you got to meditate on not only the ants, because we know the ants, they're coming together and they're working very hard. You have to meditate on everything that's working hard. Meditate on what people put forth their energy. Like when you see these sports athletes dedicating their life to sports, we see these business people dedicating their life to business. This is your job. Are we really dedicating our life to the Most High? Are you really putting in that work? Are you really about Him like you say you about Him? These are questions we all got to ask ourselves. These are things you got to examine yourself on constantly. Are you really a follower of the Most High? Or are you just, sort of being cool with the Most High? And ain't no middle point. Because He told you if you look for Him, He's going to spew you out His mouth. Keep reading.
Consider her ways and be wise.
Right.
Which having no guide, overseer, or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest.
So these bugs, they're bugs. Remember that. They come together and they work, and work very hard for things that, on our understanding, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So how much more should we work hard for things that do matter? The kingdom of heaven. How can we put that on the back plate? How can we put that on the back burner? And those are the things you got to constantly ask yourself and constantly meditate on, and make sure that you're doing according to what the Most High says. That's just what it is, man. And, it's more than that.
Just a little more on that.
Go ahead out.
Verse 9. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard?
Right?
When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep?
Right, because you got a lot of people in this thing that still sleep. And it's easy to fall back asleep, man. It really is, man. It's easy to go to be awake and to be rocked back asleep. So you have to constantly be aware. You have to constantly be working, or you're gonna find yourself back asleep.
Right.
It's just what it is, man. And we were just talking about this. If you're not focused on the Most High, you're not making Him a priority. You're not making Him the apple of your eye the way He makes you the apple of His eye. Those things are gonna. Hey, look, everything's gonna come crumbling now. You're gonna make the world your priority. You're gonna make other things. You're gonna choose something in this life. You're gonna choose something. It's just what it is. People say they don't really deal with stuff, and they don't really, they to themselves, but they always choose something. You're gonna choose something. You either choose the Most High, or you're gonna choose the things of this world. That's really what it is.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep.
Right.
So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man.
So, and that's very dangerous, man. Like the Most High is telling you, all it takes is a little sleep. See, Jake think he gotta fall all the way back in the world and be eating pork again. It's not necessarily that. All it takes is a little sleep, a little slumber. Then you're gonna find yourself doing those things again. All it takes is a little bit for you to go way back. I'm telling you, man, I've experienced it myself. It doesn't take much for you to be back in the world. The once I want you back in the world, you're gonna be back in the world. Let's get that straight right now. And if you advertise that world and you want to be in the world, you got people in the truth that really love the world. And you can tell through their actions,
Right.
And you have to meditate on yourself to make sure you're moving accordingly and you're really making the Most High something that you care about. We're not just talking about it. Because the Lord didn't say, we were talking about, the Lord didn't say that thou that comes out the camp shall be saved. He didn't say that. It's more than coming out the camp. It's more than reading. The Lord didn't say, thou that read the Bible shall be saved. Those things aren't found in the Bible. Those not in the scriptures. With faith, you have to do those things. You have to be a doer of the word. Those that preach the gospel have to also live the gospel. That's really what it is. And so you're not talking about.
That's it on that.
All right, God. You go ahead, Ryan. Verse 3. You got a presentation? Verse 3. Well, you got something you want to say?
Yeah, I got some. I got a piece right quick. This the book of Ecclesiastes 8:8. This is going along with you was talking about being slothful. You always got to be in the spirit, and you if you're in the truth and do one thing, some jakes be out the spirit, but it's all to the Most High. It's all to the Most High, man, to keep you in this thing, because the Most High keep you in this thing for like certain reasons. Like he'll give you the spirit for a certain reason. It might be to touch somewhere else, or to get something done at a certain point in time. And the Most High, the Most High take the spirit. The Most High take the spirit from you. Ecclesiastes 8:8. There is no man that has power over the spirit to retain the spirit. Neither he power in the day of death, and there is no discharge in their war. Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. So the precept explains itself, man. No man has power to retain the spirit. The Lord give you the spirit, and the Lord take it away.
Definitely. God, you can't do nothing with it. The Most I want it going, He can take it from you. And that's what's scary, man. That's why the Lord tells you to fear Him, man. He's nothing to play with. And that's why you have to constantly examine yourself. Get that verse 3, Sirach 22:3.
Verse 3, an evil nurtured son is the dishonor of his father that begat him.
And that's very important, man. Like the scripture say, an evil nurtured son is the dishonor of his father that begat him. That means that if you know how people they might see their son, they might be a great basketball player, great football player. Um, they might have money, they might be a businessman. But if they're evil nurtured, they're dishonor to you, man. Why?
Right,
Because they can never truly serve the Lord. They can never bring forth fruit. All the fruit they're gonna bring forth is gonna be things of this world, things in which there's no profit.
right,
That's a very key thing, man. And us as fathers in the nation of Israel, you have to make sure that you're nurturing your children righteously. You know, you just not let things fly. You're not let things get by you. You're not let things slip by you. Because the scriptures say an evil nurtured son is the dishonor of his father.
right,
He might be cool with you, and you might see these things now, but at the end, it's going to dishonor you when he don't want to keep the Sabbath, when he don't want to serve the Most High, when he don't want to follow after the word. When everything is when you tell them to keep the Passover, we say, "No, I'm keeping Easter." Tell them to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. We say, "Well, no, I'm keeping Thanksgiving." These are the things. Look, man, it is what it is. It's gonna bring you stress if you
right,
serve the Most High, but it ain't gonna bring you stress if you're serving after wickedness. You're gonna love them. You're gonna love them because you're walking. We just read that you're gonna cleave to your like. Because
right,
it is, man. You got a son that's wicked and you wicked, and you gonna love a basketball, football, layup, dunk, Jake, and he's doing whatever he wants to do, and he's coming through, and you gonna care. You gonna be cool with that.
right,
That's what fathers in the world look for, you know. But a father in the truth is gonna be dishonored by a son that's not nurtured correctly. And it
right,
ain't talking about just the milk. He's talking about the milk that he gets from his mother. It's
right.
talking about this milk of his word, this sincere milk of the Most High. Go ahead, up.
Hold on, shalom, brother, Ramel, Crandell,
So,
shalom, brother, Shabbat shalom. Um, verse 3, and a foolish daughter is born to his loss.
so people just they have children, man. The Lord is getting, it gets very real, man. He said, if you have a foolish daughter, it's your loss. It's not a gain for you to have just any child. The Lord is telling you these are losses to you if you have a son that's not nurtured with the truth, or if you have a daughter that's just a fool, doesn't know anything. These are losses to you. This is shame to you. Kiri.
A wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband.
Kiri.
But she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness.
So it says, a wise daughter shall bring an inheritance to her husband.
Mm.
But she that liveth dishonestly is her father's heaviness. That means, man, if you got a woman, you got a daughter that's a dishonest person. You got a lot of people like that nowadays, man. A lot of women out here in Israel are dishonest, conniving, deceptive. The Lord says you're dishonor. You're dishonor to your father. It's your father's heaviness. Well, because in the ancient days, and it should be the same now, especially if you're in this truth. Your children are representative of you. So if
Right,
you look at your children in the ancient days, they did what they should do now. If they look at your children, they see a representative of you. They see what you stand on. They see what you let go, what you approve of, what you let fly. It was very important, man. When you read through these scripts, you see many men. That's what house do you come from? They want to know what house do you come from. They might not even dealt with you like that till they knew what house you came from.
right,
If you would have said a house or a family with a bad report, they might would have said, nah, brother, we good, brother. Shalom, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, they wouldn't have dealt with you like that.
right. And then, let me cut you off. In the ancient days, if especially man back then, a lot of people don't look at it like this way now. But back in the ancient days when we was in Jerusalem, if you had a wicked if you had a wicked woman, a wicked wife, man, they would consider you a wicked man.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that because it's a representative of you.
Right? Because your wife is a representation of you.
I'm telling you, man.
Cause like what's the I think it's in the book of Proverbs or something. It says your woman. It says like a righteous woman. It says she is known among the elders.
Go ahead, read it again.
So what now?
Go ahead, Salaki.
Hold on, let me get that piece right, bro. Hold on, Salaki. Oh, let me get that. Hold on, Salaki. Let's see what it is. No, let the precept I want. Let me look at this piece right quick. Proverbs 31. Is that what I want?
Well, nowadays the older people kept the kids real close to them.
Husband owns the gate.
So they wouldn't go off.
Head of among the elders.
Why was they train up a child the way it should go?
Yeah.
You had to train your kids up according to what that said the Lord.
And if you train your child for wickedness,
First Proverbs 31 and verse 23. Her husband is known at the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. So when you have a righteous woman, you know, and when you have a righteous woman and not or a righteous woman or a righteous daughter or whatnot, she makes you known among the elders of the people.
Yeah, heavenly. People know
because she's a representation of you. That you know that goes with the with Proverbs being that virtuous woman.
What is it?
Yeah, when the people notice a righteous woman, because Proverbs 31 is talking about a woman that is righteous, a woman that follows the Most High. The elders in the gate, like you brother saying, like they would look at you as, man, look, man, this man has a woman that's like gold.
Right.
That's a beautiful thing. That's something that's not to be taken. Like that's something that's precious, you know. And we know that that's precious. It's a very precious thing, man. You got some more you want to add on that, Hawk?
She is like a merchant ships. She bringeth her food from far. She rises also while it is yet night and giveth meat. This Proverbs 31 too. And her household and portion of her maids. She considered the field and buy it with the fruit of her hands, and she planted vineyard. She girded her loins with strength and strengthened her arm. She is pacific that her merchandise is good. Her candle goes not out by night. So it can go on and on and on and on reading that what a righteous woman should be for a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, God.
Very important thing.
Yeah.
Since we was on that, you know.
Yeah.
She make herself. Let's see. Her husband is known. Right, you stopped at the. You started at verse 23.
No, I started at verse 22. I just wanted that one piece up.
Well, verse 23. Her husband is known by the gates. That's what you started at.
Right.
Yeah. So you should have started way back there. Then you could have read into that what it was really talking about.
All right, give verse 5.
Verse 5. She that is bold dishonor both her father and her husband, but they shall despise her.
Yeah, read that again, huh?
But they both shall despise her.
Read from the top.
What chapter?
Sirach 22 and 5.
Oh, okay.
She that is bold dishonor both her father and her husband. But they both shall despise her.
So, man, like, you don't need another man in the house, man. The Lord doesn't want the women to be bold. He doesn't want a woman that's bossing you around. You know, they think they're running things. The Lord says a bold, she that is bold dishonor both her father and her husband. But they both shall despise her. Why? Because that's out of her lot. That's not what a woman's supposed to do. That's a man's job to be bold and say, look, nah, we're not doing that. Look, this is not what we're making this. If a woman is doing that, those are contrary to woman. I know we've been taught in this world, man. I know you've been taught here in America that it's equality and women can make their own decisions and but all those things were frowned upon in the way that the Most High set up the nation. Those are frowned. That's frowned upon. So you despise them. Why? Because it's order. Yeah, people have no order, have no problem following order at their job when their boss calls them and tells them to do a job. They don't buck up against that, right?
Right.
But you buck up against your husband and your father because these are people you think that are cool with you enough to be able to accept that, but they're gonna despise you. Well, because that's not feminine. That's not a female action. That's a male action. Who wants to just chill around with a dude all day? Nobody. No man wants to just chill around with another guy all day. They don't.
Right.
Because a man reaches his limit of masculine energy. If men are around each other all the time, I guarantee you something gonna pop up. I guarantee you something gonna get going. I guarantee they're gonna get into it over something because it's too masculine. It's masculine, and that's what it is. Verse 6.
A tail out of season is as music in mourning.
Right. So a tale out of season as in music in mourning. No one wants to hear music when everyone's mourning, when everyone's crying. People do that nowadays, but things you didn't want to. Music is a sign of feasting or gladness. You don't want to hear music when everything is sad around you.
Right.
Can you read?
But stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time.
So the Lord says, but stripes and correction of wisdom are never out of time. That means you have to be willing to give correction when it's needed. Because it's never not a right time to correct your brother. Whether it be subtle. You don't have to be always, brother, you going off. Deuteronomy 33:7. It'd be like, hold on, brother. You talk to him later. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You can, that is never out of time because you want to be as one that's leading your brother in the right direction, not let him continue in sin. You have to be able to tell your brother when he's going. Tell your brother when he's making mistakes. That's the job. That's your duty. But you're not a brother. Or you're just like everyone else.
Right.
Can you read?
Whoso teaches a fool is as one that glueth a potsherd together, and as he that maketh one from a sound sleep.
Read that again from the top.
Whoso teaches a fool is as one that glueth a potsherd together, and as he that waketh one from a sound sleep.
And man, I'm telling you, man, we know this more than anybody. When you're teaching a fool or you're teaching people that don't have no knowledge, it's like waking someone up from a sleep. They're like, leave me alone. I don't want to hear that. Hell no, I'm sleeping. Because when you look at our people as a group, man, they're deep, deep, deep sleep. We're trying to wake them up out of that sleep. And what does someone do when they're in a sleep? When they're in a deep sleep? Yeah, well, you know.
And we all know.
But someone's in a deep sleep, they don't want to be woken up.
Right.
They don't want to be woken up. And when you come in with alarms and sounding off alarm, because we're spiritual watchmen. You're sounding off alarms, you're blowing the trumpet. They're like, oh man, I just want to sleep.
Right.
The same way with a fool. When you're coming at him when he's in a sound sleep, our people are very asleep.
Sleep.
Knocked out. And that's the reason why we see a lot of bucking up against it. Because whenever you're trying to wake some people up out of their sleep, they're not going to want to hear that. Especially when they're in a deep sleep, they think they're good. They think they made it. They dreaming. Keep reading.
He that telleth a tale to a fool speaketh to one in a slumber. When he has told his tale, he will say, what is the matter?
Yeah, it is the thing. When you're speaking to people that's not really knowing what's going on, they're not really listening. Or some of them are, unless the most I give them the ear, they're not really listening. He gonna say, what are you talking about again? he's not gonna be bearing witness with it because his mind is thinking on other things.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and to be honest with you, like when you bringing out to word, the scoffers or people, scoffers or people who lack understanding or don't want the understanding of, and the Most High, commanded us, he said, speak not into the ears of a fool.
Yeah,
You said, he said, let a fool let him remain a fool.
yeah.
You know,
He tells you that for a very reason because a lot of times when you speaking to people, like if we was bringing out this word and we bringing out the people that's deep, deep, deep in sleep, deep in the world, you think they're gonna want to hear it unless the Most High put that spirit on them? No, they're not gonna want to hear it.
right?
You think, but hang on, that's not a good example. Let me give you an example. You think Jay-Z is gonna want to hear what we talking about?
No.
Well, he might will. The Most High might spark that spirit on him, but it's gonna be very hard for him to bear witness with it.
99%.
99% he's not because he's focused on so many other things.
Right.
He's in sleep. And we're trying to wake someone up out of deep sleep. And he's even a deeper sleep when you've been successful in the society. You got money. You don't have to ask for nothing. You're dealing with a whole different, demon when you come. It's easy to teach someone that's down bad, that ain't got nothing, that's struggling. But listen, when Yahweh start talking to rich man, when he taught people that had substance, they couldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much for them.
Give up everything?
Yeah. Come on up. Keep reading.
If their children live honestly and have wherewithal, they shall cover the bases of their parents.
So the Lord didn't say if your children get rich and they have millions of dollars and they be billionaires and they great businessmen in sports that they're gonna cover you. What's gonna cover your back end as a parent is when your children are have wisdom, knowledge, live honestly, follow after the words of the Lord. Those are the children that you can trust in and say, okay, they're gonna tell their children the same thing I told them. But if you're too busy, shooting hoops, or you too busy doing all these other things, you ain't bringing up no word to him. His life is going to be established on that. And I know we see plenty of people life that is established on that.
Right.
They care about. What?
But children being haughty through this disdain and want of nature do stain the nobility of their kindred.
So if the children are haughty, which are, they're prideful, right? And through disdain and want of nurture, they don't have the milk, they don't have the knowledge, because your children, when they say they want of nurture, mean they don't have these critical things that they should have. They don't have laws. They don't understand the laws, there's commandments. They don't have any faith in the Most High. And all they faith that they've been taught is this madness has been spread to them by Christianity, right? The Lord is saying, but children being haughty through disdain and want to nurture do stain the nobility of their kindred. You think if our ancestors looked at a lot of their children, they would be like, damn, these people stain what do they own?
Right.
They stand on completely different things. The Lord, you stain your nobility when you are following after things that are contrary to the things they told you to do in righteousness. Keep reading.
Weep for the dead, for he has lost the light, and weep for the fool, for he that wanteth understanding, make little weeping for the dead, for he is at rest.
Right.
But the life of the fool is worse than death.
So the Lord is telling you the life being a fool, being foolish, caring about, and a lot of people are like this, man. And you got to be very critical and very and much examining yourself to make sure you don't fall in this category.
Right.
Because a fool, like we just read, he's gonna be, worse than death. When you're a fool, you might think you're alive and you're living the best of your life, but you're worse than being dead. You're not only dead, but you're warning people to follow after death. And those things are, like I said, man, being a fool is a horrible lot to be. We got a lot of people that aren't like that. Foolish. Most I call this foolish.
Right.
Um, and you can read.
7 days do men mourn for him that is dead, but a fool and an ungodly man all the days of his life.
And man, this is so true. How many of us mourn and that you just feel sad for your parents that ain't in the truth, for your cousins that ain't in the truth,
Right.
for people around that you dearly love, but just ain't serving the Lord and don't care about the Lord and can't understand the Lord.
Right.
You're mourn for them all the days of your life. You're mourn for them because you live in it and you beside them and you can see them that they're really dead. Right?
Right. Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble.
So the Lord is telling you when you're around people that are foolish, someone that's foolish is someone that does not uphold the laws of God.
Right.
Someone doesn't trust in the Most High, a follower after good things. He's saying to do what? Can you read that again?
Talk not much with a fool, and go not to him that have no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble.
You better beware of him, or you're gonna have trouble in your life. I'm telling you, man. You start dealing with foolish people, you will make foolish decisions.
That's right.
We just read, you're gonna hang to your light. You're gonna be with your light. So acting like a fool. I guarantee you 100% of the time you hanging around fools.
Right.
It's just what it is. Go ahead.
And thou shalt never be defiled with his foolery.
The Lord is saying to be beware of him, because if you beware of him, you won't be defiled with his fooleries. Right. If you say, oh yeah, I know that Jake is now, but if you do what Christians do or what everyone else does and just be cool with him and still chilling with him and you drinking, you sipping beers with him, you're gonna end up going off. You're gonna end up doing all these many of things that he does.
Right.
If you beware of him, you won't be defiled by his fooleries. Go ahead, Al.
Oh no, you good, you
good. Okay, go ahead, read.
Depart from him, and thou shalt find rest, and never be disquiet with madness.
Right, so depart from him and you'll find rest. Right. Man, I got an example in my life plenty of times of people that was around me that if I didn't depart from them, I wouldn't have rest right now.
Yeah, you gotta separate yourself.
Yeah, if I didn't separate myself, it wouldn't look good for me.
Right.
I would have been just like them. Give me 2 Corinthians. You got it wrong? 2 Corinthians 6:14. If I didn't separate myself, if I didn't change and understand that, look, he's a fool. No matter how much I love them, he's a fool. Because you got to understand that they're fools, so you won't be defiled with their fooleries.
Right.
If you think they still cool, you still trying to chill with them and be like them, you're going to be defiled with their fooleries. You're not being beware of them.
Right.
You let them get, sneak on you, sneak up on you.
Right. 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14.
Right.
Be you not unequally yoked together with unbelievers.
So the Lord is saying to not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. Now, this not meaning you can't teach your brothers and sisters that's in darkness. This don't mean you can't sit down there and break down the scriptures with them. But being unequally yoked is being always around them.
Right.
Always around people that's in wickedness. You talking about you in the truth and you keep the commandments, but you hanging around shooters and killers. Talking about, they just my brother. We just with each other like that. Right. I guarantee you ain't gonna last long in the truth. I guarantee you gonna either choose them or you gonna choose the Most High. That's what it is. Keep reading. Go ahead, out. Salaki. Go ahead, out.
And that precept right there, is going in with that verse 13 was talking about. You say you got wisdom, knowledge, understanding, keeping the commandments, but yet you hanging around people in the world and everything. It says, and thou shalt never be defiled with his foolery. when you around those people, man, you know, man, like I said, it's 100. It's a 95% chance that you're gonna be defiled with their foolery.
Right.
Because you're always gonna be with them.
Definitely. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You know, that's all we read. I mean, you gonna cleave to your light. Keep reading up. It's gonna go into it.
Verse 14. What is a what?
Hey.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
What fellowship have the righteous with the unrighteousness?
So what fellowship? What are you getting out of hanging with people that's deep in the world? What are you getting out of that, man?
Right.
You're not teaching them. You're not breaking out the word with them. You just chilling with them all the time. Talking about you a servant of the Lord, but you hanging around. But that means you seek some type of gratification for them. You know, you seek something from them. Being around them is important to you. Can you read?
And the communion has light with darkness.
What communion does light have? Because, man, what you're going to do is embarrass yourself. You know, you out here speaking this word, but brother seeing you acting like, you know, you really deep in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the people that's deep in the world, they're going to be like, I thought you was in the truth. I thought you was on this Bible stuff. You know, they gonna come at you like that. I promise you. You come out of the truth and you start hanging around with those people that they gonna clown you.
Right.
You start hanging around those old people before you came in the truth. It's like we knew, you know, we don't say this before. We knew it was just a stage. We knew you'd be over it. You was tripping, man. You was tripping hard. Talking about we was the Israelites. Talking about commandments.
He waiting on you, boy.
But now you back. You back. I see you back. You didn't believe in it too.
Welcome back, brother. Your pork chop sandwich.
Here you go. Here's the bacon bit.
And see,
here's the blunt right here. Welcome back. We've been waiting for you.
And see, that's
you know,
why
they gonna say some Satan-like stuff. They gonna say we've been waiting on you.
Right.
We've been on you for a while, right?
And see, that's why you always got to stay diligent in this truth, because you know, man, people in the world, your families, you know, who in Christianity, Christian churches, they you know, they'll try to find one thing, you know, to not deal with the truth, or get them an excuse not to deal with the truth. You know, you bringing it out to them, then they see something you messed up on, you know, and they give them a reason not to deal with, not to want to deal with it and whatnot.
Definitely. And read that verse 14. It's gonna go right into it. Is it on there?
Yeah.
All right, give that verse 14. Right.
Oh yeah. Oh, I want to ask something. And just because you like go off, you know, and somebody, you know, they give them an excuse not to deal with it, that doesn't make the teachings false, because the teachings are still the teachers are right here, because it's in the word.
Yeah, definitely.
Verse 14. What is heavier than lead? And what is the name thereof but a fool?
So the Lord is saying, what is heavier than lead? You know how many people have been brought down by a fool? You know how many people that's in the truth? You know, they started listening back to the Christian church pastor. They said, man, you know, they brought back down by it, man. They started listening to other people. You know, instead of, you know, just building up, asking right questions and righteousness, they just heard these things that were easily to be deceived by and chose it.
Right.
It's heavier than lead. You know, those are the things that'll bring you down.
Or sway them out of the truth.
Yeah. Definitely. Take you right out of it. Because it's heavier than lead. Something that's going to bring you down. That's what the Lord tells you now to, you know, what communion do you have? Go ahead.
Bring you down like an air balloon.
Yeah, it's going to bring you up.
Sand and salt and a mass of iron.
I seen them things fall quick. You know what I'm saying? All right, we'll read the rest of that.
Yeah, no, you got it. Well, you got some on it?
Yeah.
I was there in the morning.
And what agreement has the temple of the Most High with idols? For your temple is the...
What verse you reading?
16.
2 Corinthians?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. He was already bringing out Sirach again. I know you said you.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. Go ahead.
Nah, that ain't what I said. And what agreement has the temple of the Most High with idols? For your temple is the temple of the living God. And as God has said, I will dwell in them and walk with them, and I will be their God, and they will be my people. Yeah, I agree with that. So we are the temple of the living God. What we doing walking around with devils? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we shouldn't dwell with people that are deceivers. The only thing they're trying to do is deceive you and bring you down, keep you from the kingdom of God. And that's the whole plan. You know, they ain't gonna mean you no good. They here to matter of fact, the count them as stumbling block, the Most High say. You know what I mean? So you got to learn how to jump over these stumbling blocks and get them out your life, because we don't keep hanging around them. And guess what? We're gonna become just like them. And the old saying say, "Don't say I didn't tell you so."
Yep. Yeah. God. Read that. Read that.
Sand and salt. You tell me.
Yeah, you good. Go ahead.
Sand and salt and a mass of iron is easier to bear than a man without understanding.
So sand and salt, all these heavy things, and iron are easier to bear than a man without understanding. Because a man without understanding is going to bring you down without a fact. He's going to bring you down. You feel around them enough, they're going to bring you down. It's just a matter of time. Matter of time.
That's your statement right there.
It's a matter of time.
Never fail.
Read.
As timber girt and bound together in a building cannot be loosed with shaking. So the heart that is established by advised counseling shall fear at no time.
Right. So your heart has to be established by advised counsel. That means you have to get your counsel from the Lord, whether it be from men that's coming from this word of the Most High, right? Or just you reading the scriptures and getting them, or just praying to the Most High, He giving you answers.
Right.
Those, because of built like those strong pillars, even when it shakes, they're gonna stand, right? The same way you should stand once you have that counsel from the Most High. You shouldn't go back and say, the Lord told you not to eat pork. You shouldn't be going around saying, well, maybe I could eat pork. You know what I'm saying? You know, because that's going off. Because the Lord is giving you the advised counsel. You should stand by that, no matter what someone does to you. And that's why when you read the Maccabees, you seen the brother die before he ate pork. Because he was stand by it. You know, no matter what the cause was, no matter what came to him. Right? Read.
A heart settled upon a thought of understanding is as fair pestering on the wall of a gallery.
So if you got a man, his heart is set on understanding, as with wisdom, the counsel we were just speaking about, he's gonna be like a beautiful, you know, art piece in a gallery. Right. You know, it's something that's strong and not gonna go anywhere. Can you read?
Pales set on a high place will never stand against the wind.
Right.
So a fearful heart in the imagination of a fool cannot stand against any fear.
Right. So this is what should separate you from the people of the world. You shouldn't be getting feared when the Lord has already told you the way. Right. You shouldn't be getting scared when you see things coming at you. When you see these people, you know, we ain't gonna say the word, but the cocoa, the 19, right? The pestilence. You shouldn't be scared by that. Right. Most of them he don't gave you the word. He don't chose you how to live. You know? Right. Now the Lord is telling you that imagination of a fool cannot stand against any fear. That means if anything come at him, he's gonna go crazy. He's not gonna know what to do. Because he doesn't have any basic. He doesn't have that milk. He doesn't have that understanding to be able to make decisions based on what the Lord said. He's gonna make the decisions based on whatever benefits him, whatever credits him, looking out for his back end.
Right.
Go ahead.
He that pricketh the eye will make tears to fall.
Right. So if you go ahead, you can finish this.
And he that pricketh the heart maketh it to show her knowledge.
Right. So if you prick an eye, you go up and just poke and take in the eye, you gonna make a tear. His tears gonna fall, man. You know, like damn, what the? You know, he gonna be his eyes gonna get watery, he's gonna get red. The same way that you should be pricking Jake's heart to see if he have knowledge and understanding.
Right.
There's a reason why the men they came at Yahweh with questions. They came at prophets with questions. They want to see if you really a servant of the Lord or not. So when we read and we stand here that he that prick of the heart maketh it to show her knowledge. So if you prick of somebody's mind, their wisdom, you'll be able to see if they really have knowledge or not.
Right.
Right? The same way if you prick somebody in the eye, you're gonna see if they, the tears gonna come out.
Right.
You prick someone in the eye, you're gonna see what does this brother do? Okay, he talking all that junk now. He talking, but ain't no pressure on. But let me ask him this question. Let me see what he says. Because I know the answer based off the word. Now, what is he going to answer? What is his answer going to be? It's going to be based off the word. It's going to be based off his feelings or his circumstances. Can you read?
Verse 20. Whoso casteth a stone at the birds, frayeth them away. And he that upbraideth his friend breaketh friendship.
Can you read?
Though thou doest a sword, though thou drawest a sword at thy friend, yet despair not, for there may be a returning to favor.
Right. So when you have a friend, or you have people that's near to you, people that's following after the Most High, things are gonna happen, man. Certain situations are gonna happen, and you can't sit there and just be like and act like when you was in the world, if someone did something that you didn't like, I'm done with them. You know what I'm saying? That's not a righteous spirit, man. It's just not.
Right.
You dealing around people, you have to be forgiven the way the Most High forgave you. Certain things have to be talked out, man. You can't be in the truth having that same worldly spirit, because it's a worldly spirit. I'm telling you.
Right.
Kiri.
If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconcile what's that reconciliation or
Yeah, so
reconciliation?
there'll be a reconciliation.
Yeah,
So
reconciliation.
if things go wrong with you, say you tell a brother about himself. You tell him something he don't want to hear. Don't be fearing not. You did the right thing, right?
Right.
Be a reconciliation. And the Lord is going to tell you the only reasons why it won't be a reconciliation, why they
Right.
won't come back, why they won't be cool with you, why they won't go back to the normal way. These are the things that enter in to man to make him not reconcile with his friend. Go ahead.
Except for upbraiding or pride or disclosing of secrets.
Oh, I'm telling you now, if a brother got pride on him, it ain't looking too good. Because he don't want to hear nothing. You can tell him it all day. You can break it down to him. You can show him the precepts. But if he's got pride on him, it might not be no reconciliation. That brother might never deal with you ever again.
I got a precept. Hold
on. While you getting that precept, it says, or disclosing of secrets. And the brother said, brother, this is what I got to tell you. Don't tell nobody else. It's just between me and you, brother. And you go and you post it on the internet. Well, brother, brother Tazo, Lamont, he his wife, she did something to him, and look, hey, that brother ain't gonna come back to you, man, because you don't spirit his being. When he came to you, thinking that you were holding in your bosom, and you didn't. A lot of men ain't gonna come back for that. Just like if a man is powerful and you tell him something, he's not gonna come back from that. I'm telling you.
Right. I got a precept to go with that. That you said that in verse 22 when it says pride with being with dealing with that being a proud spirit. It said it ain't looking too good. It ain't looking too good for the brothers, or the sisters. James chapter 4 and verse 6. But he giveth more grace. Wherefore he saith, God resists the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. So if you got that, if you're dealing with pride, that proud spirit, man, hey, the most high ain't dealing with you. The most high listen. Say he resisted that kind of spirit. He don't want to deal with that kind of spirit.
And you can see it because those brothers in pride gonna say some crazy stuff.
Right.
Brothers in pride, they gonna say something left field every time. They gonna say something that don't even add up on paper, something that don't make sense. Because
Right.
they moving in the spirit of pride. They not moving in the spirit of the Most High. But keep reading up. Sorry, 22.
Or disclosing of secrets, or a treacherous wound. For these things, every friend would depart.
You do a treacherous wound. I mean, it's a physical and a spiritual thing today. Say you stab your brother. You think he gonna be? Say you just take a knife and just stab your brother. You think he gonna forgive you for that? It's gonna take. Hey, look, it's gonna take a brother in the spirit to forgive you for that. Right?
It might take a couple years.
Yeah. He gonna be around you like that. You stab him.
Yeah.
Right? And the same thing with when you look at it in the spirit. Say you sleep with a brother's wife. You think he just gonna be cool with that? You think no. That's a treacherous room. The scriptures say, for these things, every friend will depart. He gonna say, oh, hell no. This brother deceived me. You stole from him. You deceived them. You got over on them. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Keep reading.
Be faithful to thy neighbor and his poverty, that thou mayest rejoice in his prosperity. Abide steadfast unto him in the time of his trouble, that thou mayest be heir with him in his heritage. For a mean estate is not always to be contemned, nor the rich that is foolish to be had, and what's that?
Admiration. Yeah.
Admiration.
So, in a time of trouble, man, you got to stick by your friend. You got to be by him. That's what a real friend does. That you may, you be there when he does have something.
Right.
And it says, for a mean estate is not always to be condemned, nor the rich that is foolish to have an admiration. Because you got a lot of people that admire riches, admire people that have money, admire people that just have things that are of carnal origins, right? Instead, ballers, flexing, instead of admiring with fishermen of Zion. Shalom, brothers. Y'all bashing me on Shabbat Rocket Thumb. Most I bless you, brothers. On the corners tomorrow. Most I bless y'all too, brothers. All right, keep reading.
As the vapor and smoke of a furnace goeth before the fire, so reveling before blood. I will not be ashamed to defend a friend, neither will I hide myself from him.
So you can't be ashamed to defend your friend. Right. You gotta be a ride. When people say that ride or die stuff in the world, you gotta be a real ride or die. You gotta really be by someone that believes in the Most High. Someone that's your real family, the ones that follow after the Lord. Are you really just talking? Are you really a ride or die? Are you just, you still got that fear from in the world?
Right. A good example with that, man. Defending your friend, man. Yahushua, he made told Peter, it wasn't that time for that, because the scriptures say, there's a time for everything. It's a time for peace, love, war, hate. You remember when Judah and the Pharisees and the Romans was coming up to round up Christ? Peter pulled out his knife, man, and cut the man off. He was defending Yahushua because Yahushua was his friend.
Yeah, he ready to defend his friend, man. Yahushua said, "Nah, this ain't the time." You know what I'm saying? This ain't the time for you to do that. So yeah, he was being a friend. That's what you do with a friend. Keep reading out.
And if any evil happen unto him, if any evil happen unto me by him,
read that verse 25 again, Salakia.
I would not be ashamed to defend a friend, neither will I hide myself from him.
So you can't hide yourself from him. Peter sort of went off on that part.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah,
he was defending him, but then he sort of hid himself from him.
yeah.
You can't hide yourself from your brother either, man. When he's going through hell, you can't be, duck down. Damn, bro.
Bro.
Damn, I.
What the scriptures say? He said, do you know this man Jesus of Nazareth? He said, no.
Nah, I don't know. Nah, you can't tell me that way, Jake. Nah. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So you can't hide yourself from him, man. Keep reading.
And if any evil happen unto me by him, everyone that heareth it will beware of him.
So if anybody do evil to you, everyone that hears it gonna be like, oh yeah, he that's the one that did that to that brother right there. You know what I'm saying? The Most High bring those things out. He'll let those things happen to show what people are really about. Because you change on your friend, you do something to your brother. Shoot, man, you do something to anybody. No one can trust. No one can. If you do something to somebody you used to be with every day, or you still be with a lot, you can't be trusted by anyone. Because if you do them, I mean, what is it to do? What is it to you to do something to anybody else? A normal person. Kiri.
And if any who shall set a watch before my mouth, and a seal of wisdom upon my lips, that I fall not suddenly by them, and that my tongue destroy not me.
Right.
And my tongue destroy me not.
Right. So I mean, you gotta watch what you say.
Right.
The words are very powerful. Give me Psalm 141:3, and we're gonna end out on this. You gotta watch what you say. Even when it comes to friendships, when it comes to dealing with people in the world, when it comes to dealing with people that's in the truth.
Right.
So you gotta have your words are right, and constantly, make sure that you're doing things according to the word. Go ahead.
It says Psalms 143.
141:3.
141:3.
Yeah.
I got a precept too.
All right.
There's the last one, man.
Bring it up. All
right. This is Psalms chapter 141 in verse 3. It says, set a watch, O Lord, before my mouth.
Right.
Keep the door of my lips.
Right. So it's a prayer you should make to the Most High. To ask that He makes you say the right things. That He has you focus on what you say before you say it. Because everybody's mouth slips once in a while. Your mouth slip a lot. We're men. You might say something you didn't mean to say, or it might have came out the way you didn't intend for it to sound. So these are other things you can pray to the Most High about. Yeah. But go ahead, Al.
You can tell me the time.
Yeah.
So what else?
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, man. And it said, and a seal of wisdom upon my lips, that I fall not suddenly by them, and that my tongue destroy me not. I mean, man, I know. I'm pretty sure everybody mother had told them, hey, that mouth gonna get you in trouble. Hey, and see, you got, like I said, man, you got to watch, the things that come out your mouth, like you said, how you say it and how you mental, because the Most High said, Proverbs 21 verse 23, whoso keepeth his mouth and his tongue keepeth his soul from troubles. So you gotta watch what you say, and watch and the things that you say, or it could come off the wrong to the people, and that could lead you into times of trouble.
And that's why they were saying in Sirach, when you seen everything we talking about, you gotta watch what you say around fools, man. You being around foolish people, you gotta you can't just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna chill with y'all. He come to you, hey man, let's chill all night. You gotta say, nah. I'm here to bring out this word to y'all, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta be wise. You gotta watch what you say. Because you hurry up and just say, oh yeah, we're gonna chill. You're gonna find yourself in all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find yourself into, you rush to saying things without thinking about them. And that's even all throughout the Bible, man. Wise men thought before they spoke. We have to get
Right.
in the same spirit, man. You have to think before you speak, because we've been in this spirit, and it comes from just being in America, man. Just saying anything that pops up in our head.
That's that flesh. Paul said the flesh, don't follow the flesh, but follow the spirit. You see what I'm saying? When you walk in the spirit, you won't fulfill the things of the flesh. So that's why he said walk in the spirit at all times. But if you walk in the flesh, you're gonna be doing foolish things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely, you're gonna do it. Hey, even a fool, when he holds his peace, is count. Proverbs chapter 17, verse 28. Even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise. And he that sheddeth his lips is esteemed as a man of understanding. So even a fool become wise when he just be quiet. Don't say nothing. You be counted as wise. But when you open that mouth and what come out of it, if it ain't wise, you can be considered a fool.
Definitely. No.
So I heard a lot of fools, believe me.
Me
Because
too.
they don't consider what they say. They just say it because they want to say it.
Yep.
Instead of saying, should I say that? Because words can't take back.
Nah. What you say is out there.
As I said, it's out there. You can be kind of a fool or wise.
Yeah.
But you better learn how to be like the fool.
That's what we were reading about pricking your heart. We're gonna prick your heart. They're gonna prick your mind and see what you really know. Right. Now, if you rush to just say stuff in those instances, you're gonna get confounded. You know what I'm saying? You gotta meditate on what they're saying and say, well, let me think about that.
You gotta listen to the spirit.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just say, oh yeah, that's a sin, or oh yeah, that's you gotta be able to meditate on what they're asking you and do the thing and make that answer based off the wisdom the Most High gave you, according to His word. I'm
gonna tell you something. This right here, a lot of people misunderstand what Paul was talking about when he's saying the spirit. The Bible said, and he shall guide you to all things, all truth, right? The spirit of truth dwells in you. Before you open your mouth, guess what? The spirit gonna say, I think you should say that. Now, if you go against it, guess what? You can be considered a fool. So a lot of people don't understand that this spirit that the Most High gave us, he shall give you what? He shall baptize you with the Holy Spirit. He shall be fire. This spirit he's talking about, he's going to teach you how to talk to people. You can listen to it or don't listen to it. You can consider a fool. See what I'm saying? But if you listen to it, you become wise. This is what happened to this is what I tell people about the Christian church. They never had the spirit. Because every time I come and say, hey, spirit guy, me, he tells me not to do this, not to do that. I don't know about you. What you talking? They were like, this boy crazy. Somebody talking to me. No, that's the spirit that God gave us. In the book of Acts, it's talking about it all the time. And you shall receive the what? The spirit of the Holy Ghost. He shall dwell in you. He shall guide you to all truth. This is that thing that be talking to you, telling you, hey, all right, you better listen to it. But that's the spirit that's trying to teach you to go the right way. And a lot of people don't understand it. I don't know about y'all, but it's been like this for all my life. You know what I'm saying? Since I come into the truth. The spirit, it guides you to all truth. And you better listen very carefully. If you don't, you can be said a fool when you come out speaking your own words instead of doing what the spirit tells you to do.
The scripture say you hear a word behind you, and this is the way.
There you go.
Walk ye in it.
That's right.
So, everything. I mean, we see what the way he is. Most how you reading scriptures, reading these verses, getting into his word, he's telling you what the way he is.
You tell me.
If you rebuke this way, if you go into another way, you're always in bad for sure. Go ahead, I'll bring it out.
All right, this is Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 21.
All right.
Death and life are in the power of the tongue,
Yeah,
and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
So death and life. You just deal with, giving an example, man. You see brothers dying all the time based off what they say. You got brothers, the rapper just died, Young Dolph. See what the stuff he talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? People, you gotta look, that same stuff you put out, you talking about killing and shooting and robbing him. Hey, look, man, I'm telling you, those things that end up happening to you. And, it'll be sad, but shoot, man, the Lord set it up like that for a reason, because death and life are in the power of the tongue. You say things about people that offend them, things that get on them, or things that are Things that are, you know, you have to be wise, man. That's the bottom line, man. You have to be wise in all your words. Certain things you can say around your brothers and the truth, you can't say around somebody in the world. You might get shot. You know, they might
there you go.
They might just shoot you. You know what I'm saying? They might just
Nigga, what you say?
You know, certain things you can talk to somebody that's close to you. You can't say to that to somebody that you ain't never met before. You don't know what they mind like. You know, you got to be wise and circumspect. You know, you got to be able to see what's going on around you and make the right decisions based off the word. The most I gave you a talent, use it. When you go off these other things like pride, and things, you're gonna make the wrong decision.
You know, that's so true, brother. That's so true, though. Let me tell you, the Most High would give you wisdom to learn how to, like he did King Solomon. King Solomon asked for wisdom how to guide his people, and the Most High blessed him with wisdom with everything. So you better know what to ask for.
Yep.
Ask the Most High to learn how to control that tongue of yours, how to move softly with people, now what to say, what to not say. You know what I'm saying? Because you can hurt somebody's feeling, and you might not think they're nothing, but they're gonna look at you as, is that for real? I can't believe he said that. So you gotta learn how to talk to people at all times when you're dealing with this, especially with the household of the Most High. You know what I mean? Because the Most High will, who He show mercy to, you better learn how to show mercy to them. Because the mercy you deal, the mercy is gonna be dealt back to you.
It's true. Well, all right, that's the last scripture on Sirach 22. Y'all brothers got anything else y'all want to add to it? Anything else y'all want to say? Anything y'all want to just get to the people? We closing out.
God your tongue.
Spirit.
God, if you ain't got nothing good to say, put a trap on it. It's the time for everything.
Anything else? Other brothers, Brother Tazma, Brother Raheem, Brother Payal?
No, I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Speak or forever hold your peace.
Hold your peace.
All right. All right, Israel's want to end off some Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High, making us get through another week. Back with another Flaming Fire Friday. We made it through it. Sirach 22nd chapter. Any questions y'all got, you know, feel free to hit up the email. We have plenty of brothers that get back to you in a timely manner. You know, any questions y'all got, put in the comment. We'll try to get back to you through the spirit and the power of the Most High God, Yahweh. And the name is only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah. Shalom, honor, blessed Ramil. Yahshua Allah, all praise to him. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shah, call me Yahshua Allah. Shabbat Shalom. Props. Scattered abroad.
Scattered
through the four corners of the earth.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Wishing you, you know, blessings.
Blessings.
And to overcome the curses. Anything else y'all brothers got to say? Closing out. All right. Shalom, Israel.
Peace, Israel.
And call me Yahshua.
Call me Yahshua. We love you.